Hey guys, Dr. H here with another quick episode of Physio on the Go. I'm heading up the hill back toward my house and thought I would chat with you a little bit more about a pretty simple question, but one that's kind of important, and that is, why do we have to breathe? I'm going to run up the hill. I'm going to try to drop the hammer a little bit, get some training in for some upcoming races, and then I'm going to start breathing hard, right? Why do we have to breathe? All right, so we're going to try to answer that question real quick between here and the top of the hill. So let's do it. So here we are. Put the camera on the head here. Try to get it all situated so it don't fall off. And we'll get across the creek here first so I don't wipe out. And we will get going. All right, so running up the hill. Not breathing too hard yet, but I just started. So make sure this guy's as tight as it can be. Okay, so why do we have to breathe? I'm starting to breathe more already. I feel an urge to breathe more. Why? Well, two reasons. One, you probably knew. One, we need more oxygen, right? And why do we need oxygen? So that our cells, like those in my legs, can make more of this stuff called ATP. Yeah, in our cells, something called mitochondria, and they help us out. How so? Well, by helping produce lots of ATP, which powers everything in our cells pretty much, including contracting muscles. Okay, so why do we have to breathe? Reason number one, we need more oxygen because we're making ATP. At rest, we don't have to breathe a lot because we're not making that much ATP, right? Right now, I'm trying to go up the hill. I'm breathing more, I'm talking, and all that. So, why am I breathing more? Reason number one, because I need more oxygen in my muscles, okay? So that they can burn the fuel and make ATP. Okay, probably we knew this, but why else do I need to breathe? And really, why am I feeling an urge to breathe more? Well, it's not because I'm running out of oxygen. Actually, it's because I'm producing more carbon dioxide. So when we burn our fuels, okay, like running up this hill, that consumes oxygen but produces a waste product, carbon dioxide. Pretty much the same as a car does, right? Fuel source is different. Don't drink gasoline, okay? But concept is the same. We're burning a fuel and producing CO2 inside of us, right? Where does that go? Into our blood. And then the blood takes it from my muscles to my lungs, where I breathe it out, okay? And that's actually super important most of the time, breathing out carbon dioxide is more important than breathing in oxygen, because we usually actually have plenty of oxygen in our blood, especially if our lungs work. Okay? So, but what can happen, we produce too much carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide can work like an acid. Yeah, in fact, it can combine with water to form carbonic acid in our blood. Okay? So, in essence, when we make more CO2 like I'm doing now, if I didn't get rid of it, I'd have more acid in my blood. And we can't have that. We can't have the pH of our blood going down because of accumulating carbon dioxide. By the way, that would be called respiratory acidosis. We'll talk about acid-base problems some other time. But we can't have that. So, one of the key reasons we breathe is actually to get rid of carbon dioxide, to make sure that our blood pH doesn't get too low with respiratory acidosis. Of course, the opposite is possible. We could breathe out too much CO2, in a sense, take out too much acid from the blood, and that's a problem too. That would make our pH go too high, right? So, the main driver of how much I'm breathing is actually the pH of the fluid around my brain, the cerebrospinal fluid, right? And this is affected by the CO2 in the blood. So, the main reason I am breathing is to, yes, bring in oxygen, but to control the carbon dioxide levels so they don't get too high or too low, and that would mess up the pH of my blood and all kinds of functions in my body, from ion channels to brain function and muscle function and a whole bunch of things. Okay? So, why do we have to breathe? To take in oxygen so our mitochondria can make ATP for us, and to get rid of carbon dioxide so that we don't accumulate too much of it in our blood and lower our pH. Alright, hope you found that helpful. I'm going to sign off and finish my run home.
Thanks for watching Physiology Fundamentals with Dr. H. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to get outside and go for a run.